Hello, this is a video recording for parents and maybe some students who are new to Schoology, maybe just to help you figure out how Schoology works. And don't be embarrassed if you are confused by Schoology or you can't find your way around it, because it is really kind of a challenging website, kind of a challenging platform. But for right now, it's the best thing that we have. It was hard for me to learn the system, and I'm sure it's hard for you as a parent, but maybe after this video, it'll be a little bit easier. So right now, you're looking at the Hastings Public Schools, actually Hastings Middle School webpage. And this is where, when your child clicks on Chrome, this will be the thing that comes up first. And from here, there's a number of places you can get to. You'll notice that Schoology is down here in the bottom right here. I could click on that and get to Schoology. Hastings Apps is also there, and that's another platform. If you're familiar with the Google Drive, that's our Google Drive. If your child has to do a slide presentation, or perhaps write a story or do some writing in a document, it'll probably be stored in Hastings Apps. But for right now, they don't need to worry about that. Just one other thing that you might find interesting is down over here is the meal order form. So if they wanted to sign up for their lunch at home, they could certainly do that. Okay, so yes, you could go to Schoology right here by clicking on this, but your son or daughter should have some links up here in this row right here. So you can see I've got a whole bunch of things on mine. You're looking for Schoology. They might have Schoology, they might have Prodigy. Eventually they'll have Think Central, which is our textbook. They might have their social studies textbook saved up there, but they should just be able to click on Schoology. And just so you know, if you're ever on another device, you can't just type www.schoology.com. You have to access it through the Hastings Schools portal, because we have kind of like our separate way into Schoology. If you try to log in just at Schoology.com, it's not going to work. You've got to go through our school system to get to the right spot. So right now what we're looking at is, this is my teacher page. I'm logged in as a teacher. And so if there's, people have sent me some things to look at, you would find it in here. Your child, if they're in band or choir or orchestra, they might have some information from their band or choir or orchestra teacher. Also up over here, there's an envelope. That envelope is their messages. So I might send them a message from time to time. I might send the whole class a message from time to time. Your child could send me a message, or any teacher a message. So when they first log into Schoology, we want them to start at courses. And again, you're seeing the courses that I'm part of. Your child's will look a little bit different. They'll just have one math instead of two, one science instead of two. When they're with me, I would like for them to start in science. So I'm going to click on my science folder, and I'm just going to pick a random day. I'm going to pick, actually, I'm going to go here. So that what they want to do first is we want to go to this red welcome folder. See how it says open this folder first? We want them to open that. And this looks a little different because today is Wednesday. It was a flex day, but I'm going to go to I'm just going to go to Monday. We'll focus on Monday, September 21st. So when I open this up, it's a little slow. My computer's a little slow today. When we open this up, this is just an outline of what they're going to do for that day. There's a YouTube link. This link will link to a video of me kind of summarizing what they're going to do for the day. And then I kind of go through the folders and I show them what they're going to do. And I'll give them some tips and tricks if there's a new file that they might not know how to open, or a game that they might not know how to manipulate. I show them how to do it on there. So that's why I want them to start here, because here's where I'm going to give them the tips for the day. And then the rest of it is really just a summary. It really is for you or for them to go back to and maybe make sure that they've done everything. So this is what they did. This is what the kids at home did for science on Monday. There were 2 videos that they had to watch. I give them the username and the password there. And then whenever there's something that's going to be graded, it's going to look like a puzzle piece, and I'll show you that in a minute. So they had to do some questions, and then I asked them to check to see if they had any missing work. For math, every day in math, we start with a brain game when we're at home, and the brain game is just kind of like 3, 4, 5 questions, warm-up questions, just kind of getting their brains ready for the math lesson. Pretty easy, pretty much review, and it's not part of their grade. Still have to do it, but it's not part of their grade. And I can see if they do it or not. Then there's usually a video lesson, and then the exit ticket is the homework. And then once again, in math, I like them to get 75% or better on their homework. If they ever are worse than 75%, I'd like them to try it again, or message me if they're stuck. Okay, so let's see what those folders look like. So again, this was the welcome folder, and I'm just going to click my back arrow up here. And I'm going to go to that Monday, or actually I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go back into science. And I could keep clicking my back arrow key, or I could just click science again. The folders are dated. Okay, so if today were September 21st, I would click on this. And then they're in order from the most recent backwards. So if this were really September 21st, you wouldn't see these other 2 folders. But I'm going to open that up. And this is what the science kids are doing. Okay, so they start at the top and they work their way down. So here's some directions for the day in here. Kind of tells them what to do. We're learning parts of the cells. So there's like a little 2-3 minute wrap video. There's a brain pop on cells. The username and password are up here in the directions. And then there's a couple research websites. If the kids needed to use those for their homework, they could have used those. And then here's that puzzle piece we were talking about earlier. The puzzle piece shows them what to do for the day. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. I kind of lost where my video ended. I don't think you could see that puzzle piece. Here's the puzzle piece right here. Excuse me. And the puzzle piece is something that's going to be graded, and I can see how they did on it. Your son or daughter might have a list over here. I can't remember what it says on there. It might say, I don't know, something that they have to do. And that will be a list of things that are like puzzle pieces that are graded. We want them to do all of these things in through here, but they won't be listed over here for your son or daughter. Let's take a look at math. So I'm going to go up to the top here again. I'm going to click on courses. Excuse me. I'm going to click on math. And again, the folders are labeled by date. So pretending today is September 21st, I click on this. And I have the wrong date on here. I should change that. So this would be Monday, September 21st. I click on it. And it was lesson 1-9. Here's the brain game warm-up. Here's the math lesson video. And here's the exit ticket. So these 2 things, the puzzle pieces, are probably what would show up over here for the to-do, because those are things that Schoology is actually going to grade. There are other things that they have to do in the list over here, like this video would not show up over there. So it's really important to open the folders up and work your way down and do all the things that are listed. Every now and then I'll put kind of a fun game in math to play down here, and I'll usually list it as optional or something to do for fun, and that you wouldn't have to do. So I would like to take a look at the calendar. And again, because we're using my teacher profile, my calendar will look different than yours. But up at the top, this little thing, to me, it looks like a little calculator or a little flip chart. That actually is a calendar. And so if I click on the calendar, again, you're seeing my calendar. These are all the things that I have assigned to kids, and these are things that Schoology will grade for them. So if we're looking at September 21st, you see that exit ticket, you see the brain game, and you see the math homework. Okay, so not everything was listed there that was in those folders. These are just the things that are graded. So these are the things that might be due. It's possible that a teacher might have an assignment that's in one of those folders that they should be working on that won't show up here. So that's why this is nice to look at, but also you want to open up those folders and see what's there, because sometimes there's some things to help you learn how to do this math homework that you want to do before you do the homework. Now, one of the cool things about the calendar is I can click on any one of these. So like, let's say I was missing 1/6 exit ticket, or for whatever reason I was sick or I want to redo it again, I can just click on it. And I can, if I click on view it, I can get to it and I can do it again. I'm not going to click on that now because that will show you what I see as a teacher. I'll show you everybody's scores if I click on that. But if I were a student and I clicked on it, I could see how I did on it and I could try it again. Or if I hadn't done it at the first place, I could click on there and I could do it. So the calendar's helpful. But again, not everything is going to be in there that a student has to do. So your best bet is to go back to the courses and go into the individual folders. So when students have me, they have math and they have science, but then they also have their art teacher. So they should be clicking open on the art folder. I'm going to click back in the math, and I'm going to show you over on the left. There are some different things, and again, I think yours might be a little different than mine because I'm seeing it as a teacher. But you should see a button here. It won't say grade book or grade setup because you can't set up the grades. But there should be something that says grades. And when you click on the grades, you can see how your child has done on each individual assignment. Again, in math, we want them to get 75% or better on their homework and then also on their quizzes and tests. If they ever take a quiz or a test and they don't get 75%, then we're going to want to review with them or have them do some review work independently and have them redo the quiz, at least do the parts that they got wrong again. So I hope that makes sense. Feel free to email me or message me. And I wish you luck. Thanks for joining me.